Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another Walking Dead video for today, leading up to the 14th episode for The Walking Dead Season 8. In this one, we're going to go through quickly, before we get into some Q&A questions, why the Walker blood trick should not work. And spoiler warning, as per usual, if you guys are not caught up for The Walking Dead, which is up to The Walking Dead Season 8, Episode 13. So first, let's have a look at some clips from the series. Decided I would compile them together for us so we can actually watch them together and discuss, which is why, really, when you think about it, the Walker blood trick just shouldn't work at all. These, of course, aren't the only, clips in the series that we've seen this kind of thing. There are lots of clips throughout the show, and I thought about including some others, but I think these two are really two great examples of where you have blood transfer between a knife or, a weapon, and it first goes through zombies. So you have Sasha where she literally stabs 3 zombies, right? Or 2. She goes through 3 zombies and accidentally cuts Abraham on the arm. Now, she's literally done this just before she's cut him. So the knife is still, live. Like, it's not like there's a break in between where she killed a zombie at one point and then an episode later or something, the same knife is used and accidentally cuts Abraham. This is literally a scene where you get to see from The Walking Dead Season 5, where she literally just cuts, the blood on the blade should be fresh and it should literally cut through, it's just been in a few zombies' heads and it goes right through Abraham. But of course he survives. He doesn't get sick right away and die, even though they're on the road. So you would think that with them kind of being on the road with them, yes, there was rainfall and that kind of stuff, but really, they're out there, they're out in the open. It's more taxing on him than being able to just rest in bed or something. You would think if this was a thing, Abraham would have been killed right then and there. The other one for Rick. So you have the one with Rick where basically that's from season 6. Thank You, where he has the zombie that has the blade through it. It's like a bigger knife or machete type of deal, and it pretty much he accidentally cuts his hand on. You can see him afterwards. He's kind of grabbing at his hand, so he clearly has been cut with it with a blade that has been in a walker. So it can't get much more. You could say like over time maybe some of it washed off or something, but it's a dirty blade. It's in a zombie, and he literally cuts his hand on it directly, and he's also not in a position to be able to just go and clean it off and whatever. This is in Thank You, so this is right in the first half of season 6 where you have this huge oncoming zombie horde coming and all these other things happening. Also in that episode as well too later on, which I did not include, but I thought about it. I had the clip, I just didn't put it in. There's a part where Michonne tells Heath about having been covered in so much blood that you can't even see yourself, or something along these lines, like just being covered with a lot of blood. Later on in the episode, you see Heath, and he looks at his reflection, and he can see, just blood everywhere on him. So, for me, and there's lots of other times throughout the series as well, too. Even dating back to season 2, where I think it was Rick and Shane, and one of them cuts their own hand, puts blood on the thing. It's like, this has been happening for quite a while, and it's not a new thing. It's all throughout kind of the series. In the Walking Dead comic book series version, it's a little bit more tricky to say, because with the panels and the way you read the pages, there's a lot of stuff that happens in between, and, you can, from that, it's a little bit more tricky to say that it doesn't work. But the TV series, there's so many episodes now of The Walking Dead. There's other examples you can find, and you guys can feel free to leave them in the comments below as to where you could have a dirty blade or a dirty weapon, and it accidentally cut somebody or blood splatter go on somebody in a way where it would be ingested. And you would think that if that worked, they would have been infected right then and there, and they would have shortly died afterwards. But that wasn't the case, and it didn't happen. So as a result, like I said, for me, the way I look at it when I look at all these events throughout the series, and I look at what they're doing this season, and same with the comic book series as well too, I personally think it's a plot hole. Now you could say that, well, Tobin was slashed, and so then it was a deep cut, and so it got infected or whatever, and he died right afterwards. So I mean, I get it, but to me, it really looks like when you're watching the series that this this blood trick thing does work when you're watching the last couple episodes of The Walking Dead season 8. But then if you look at earlier, it's like it doesn't. So to me, I just simply think it's a plot hole. I think it's simply an oversight or something that they just missed. They didn't think about these kind of scenes that they've had before in the series, where you have different people, directing different episodes. You have, just so many episodes of The Walking Dead. I really think it's something where they just didn't calculate, or they didn't think that, it's something that people would maybe notice, or that they maybe forgot that they did scenes like the one with Sasha and some of the others there, and that it doesn't really make so much sense to have this zombie guts or zombie blood type of infected weapons thing, and that would cause people to turn pretty much straight away or within like a day or two after they had been hit by one of these gunked up weapons. So that's my take on it. You guys can certainly leave your comments below, and this is something that I decided we should do because we might see even more of this later on this season. We have 3 episodes left. We might see this in the finale with Rick or some of the others. And, it's a little tricky to kind of think about, but leave your comments below. Let me know what you guys think, and write down any other, episodes or scenes throughout the series that you can think of that maybe don't fit with this kind of recent, idea or theory that if you gunk up a weapon with zombie guts or blood, and then you are to, hit somebody with it, stab somebody with it, whatever, that it would cause them to turn. So let me know what you guys think. I just simply think it's a plot hole. That's all there is to it. So we'll get into some of your guys' Q&A questions, and of course tonight, we'll have the review as per usual for The Walking Dead Season 8, Episode 14. Sorry I missed a couple of days this week, guys. Just have been not feeling too good, kind of sick, that kind of thing, and just not feeling good enough to make a video with you guys. But I have some comments here that we'll definitely go through and give our thoughts on, because tonight we'll have a new episode and, new questions and all that good stuff. But certainly, write your comments below. What do you think now after seeing those scenes about the Walker kind of blood trick, the whole concept, the whole idea, and what you can attribute it to, or if you can somehow rationalize it and be okay with it, then let me know your logic in the comments. I'm Joker28 says, I'm still waiting on that Tobin character spotlight video. So I'm not going to be doing a Tobin character spotlight video. I don't think it makes sense to do, to be honest with you. He's not... and it's nothing against the actor. He did a great job and everything, Beerus and all that. He's a voice actor too, if you didn't know that, of Dragon Ball, so it's cool. But yeah, so with him, I mean, it's like he comes in with Alexandria, right? So he's in Alexandria, and he did a good job for the group. He was a builder, so he helped them build the wall and everything, and he was really cool for that. He had sort of a fling type of here's not here relationship with Carol. Right? They're just coming to me today, so it's what it is. He's not a character that's going to deserve for me to do a whole character spotlight video on, really, after seeing the episode and all that. So personally, I'm not going to do a character spotlight video on Tobin. I'll just say he was a fun character throughout the series. I expected him to die way sooner than he did, and I thought that he had a pretty good death in the end, and he was used for a pretty scary sequence in the series where he comes back to life as a zombie at night, and a lot of people really liked this in episode 13 because it really just added that fear back into it and really just brought that back, which is something that we haven't like in season 8 with a lot of the action in that, we haven't had a whole lot of kind of that horror zombie apocalypse type of thing going on. And in that episode, Tobin was a pretty fearsome, pretty scary zombie. One of the scariest we've had probably in a while, because he is a big guy and everything. FieryGuy Gaming says, Trev Q&A, Daniel was not seen in the latest Fear the Walking Dead trailer. So what do you think the writers did with him? Maybe after he loses Ofelia, maybe he sacrifices himself in group efforts of securing the stadium or on the journey there. Maybe he gets his own story arc separately, or or something on his own. What do you think? Why do you think Daniel is absent from the trailer? I appreciate your input, Trev, and your videos are awesome. Keep up the great work. So thank you, FieryGuy Gaming. From what we've seen, it doesn't look like we're going to see Daniel probably again. You might be right. He might get his own story, or might be in the premiere, and then either he's killed off or he's kind of left, and they kind of leave without him or something. He decides to stay in Mexico or something. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine as far as that goes. But I would not expect to see everybody from Season 3 and prior, cross over into the Season 4 thing with all the stuff they're doing. Big location shift, big time shift. I would not expect to see everybody there. I'm surprised to see Luciana, because I didn't think we were going to see her. Taka's not there, so, we'll have to see if Daniel is involved, if he decides to stay, if he's left behind. We're going to have to see. But maybe it's possible that Ruben Blades has decided he's had enough after a few seasons of Fear, and, he's going to let it go after that. Because he did have a pretty sweet time in Fear, and he had that episode there in he had some good stuff in Season 3 that was really good for his character in that, and that was really cool. So, would not be surprised if he's just kind of one of the ones that's kind of left behind. Same with Walker, and we don't see them again. Would not surprise me at all. Factual Opinion says, hey Trev, I can see them introducing the Commonwealth next season because they wouldn't want to introduce the Whisperers so soon after All Out War. And I do kind of agree with some things. After All Out War, you do need a bit of a shift here. You do need to have, and I think it's what we're going to see with Angela Kang as showrunner, probably some more lighter, kind of happy episodes in The Walking Dead in Season 9. At least early on, there's got to be some stuff that's kind of lighter and kind of more fun. But then again, you always have to have kind of the horror aspect in there as well, too, and the other things happening. So I think that we might get half a season where it might be a little tricky to say what they're going to do, because they will have some lighter stuff, and it should feel like a different Walking Dead after this long couple-year all-out war thing is over. Maybe you're right. Maybe you don't bring the Whispers in so fast, but you kind of let them trickle in throughout the first half, and by the time the mid-season finale starts, you have them, one kind of mini battle or something like that. You can't go too long with kind of the happy-go-lucky stuff in Walking Dead, but you can at least have, that be a concentration in Season 9 and kind of bring it in. As far as the Commonwealth coming in before the Whispers, I think, again, they'll let the Commonwealth trickle in over a few seasons, and eventually they'll bring them in kind of full all the way in Season 12 or 13 or something like that, if we even get there. So we'll have to see if we do. Clockwork Bullets says, hey Trev, do you think Morgan will mention Rick and company on Fear the Walking Dead? So we did see in the trailer, he mentions All Out War, big fight, which is cool. I love stuff like that. Anytime you can have Morgan reference some of the stuff that happened in The Walking Dead, it just makes Fear the Walking Dead even more substantial, I think. It makes it even more important for viewers of The Walking Dead to watch. And, I think it's all good stuff if he mentions Rick and he mentions the others. So I hope so. And I think he will. I think it's something that they should. It's a huge part of where he's come from. And even though he's going to be meeting new people in Fear, he's going to have learned lessons and have experiences from what happened with Rick and happened with the others that maybe the Fear group has not had. And, I think he'll be a good kind of guiding force for the Fear group going forward, probably joining the Fear group permanently and being, a mainstay member for years to come, most likely. Talissa says, hey, Trev, Q&A, we just seen that the Red Machete did, in fact, travel with Rick from Gabriel's Church all the way to Alexandria. So that's a correction I wanted to include. You guys let me know that in the comments below. I forgot about that. I saw it again when I was looking through the clips to see which ones where you had blood transfer. The Red Machete, yeah, it has actually. I forgot that it was brought with them to Alexandria, and then the Saviors kind of ganked it. So I think right now, from what people have been saying, the Saviors have the Red Machete. Will we see in those kind of webisodes they're doing, later events with it afterwards? I guess we could. But if they're not going to have Rick take it back or something, or have it be kind of in the show again, I don't know if it really matters to see that. But they've put quite a bit of work into the webisodes they've done so far of Red Machete, so it wouldn't surprise me if they do kind of bring it back in as maybe a signature weapon for Rick. Ampy639 says, where do you think the final battle will take place? Maybe it will be at the hilltop. I thought the Sanctuary could be cool for the final kind of battle here, but maybe it will just take place at the hilltop, because in the comic book series, there was like one battle at the hilltop, and then there was like a continuation after that battle. There was like another one. So maybe it will just take place at the hilltop. But I'd like to see someplace in between, and I always thought the idea could be cool to have the battle take place in the spot where Glenn and the others were and Abraham were killed where they first did the lineup. That would be cool to see, and then this time maybe Rick beats Negan in the end in the same location or close to it. That'd be really cool. Apache Vasquez says, can you compare the TV series with the comic book? And I've done lots of videos like that. I don't do that as a regular comic versus TV series thing. I think Skybound has done some of those. That's Robert Kirkman's YouTube channel that he owns as part of Skybound. So I think they've done some, or WalkingDead.com has done panels to screen or whatever. So, and other people have as well too. There's lots of stuff like that out there, comicbook.com and things like that. So for me, I don't do it every week to compare one to the other. I don't think it really makes sense. But in the Q&As, we discuss things like that. We discuss differences. So that's kind of the way I do it. I don't make it a standout thing. But there's lots of videos I have done where we've gone through the series and compared one to the other to kind of see what the differences are and which one we like more or we think is better. Generally, for me, the TV series I think kind of improves in the comic and expands on it and makes it even better. But that's just me. Other people are totally, they're like, no, comic book is better and TV series sucks or whatever. So everyone, of course, is entitled to their own opinion. David Norstad says, what if the first time we see the Whispers, someone is in a Heath suit? Love the channel, man, or a Heath skin or whatever. So that's kind of something that I've been hearing for a while now. It's kind of been a fan theory. We'll see that maybe. We'll see at the end of the season if they decide to do that. I think they probably won't. I think they'll probably just have Heath be a point of view character for the Whisperer side of things. So he's too important to just turn into a Whisperer skin or something, which would be so brutal. And also they've kind of been drawing back a little bit from the brutality. So I think that we'll probably just see him be a part of the Whisperers and see his point of view instead. But maybe you're right. Maybe they would do that, and that would be kind of crazy for shock value. That's for sure. Carol Terry says, do you think there will be any more character deaths before the finale? And we'll do one more after this one because I'm losing my voice. It's pretty much gone already, right? So pretty much dead already. So do I think we'll see any more character deaths before the finale? Probably one or two. Now I mean there can be red shirt, black shirts. I don't even really count those too much. Tobin deaths and things like that. Those ones are kind of more like real character deaths. Carl, some of the others. These, these all-out war casualties back and forth of unnamed characters, I'm like, I don't even really count those mostly. But I think you'll probably get one or two. The biggest one I'm thinking about the most is Simon right now, whether or not Negan's going to Lucille him when he finds out. Because he's found out now what happened with Jadis, and he's really pissed off, and he'll probably blame him for being captured and all this other stuff that's happening with Negan now. So I think that he may just Lucille Simon in episode 15, and again, I could be totally wrong about that, but that's kind of what I think they're setting up, and there'll probably be one or two more, one or two or maybe three deaths before the finale in these next couple episodes. At least one, I would say. Last one will be from Jacob Butler, who says, do you agree that The Walking Dead has finally gotten its mojo back? I've been a longtime fan of the franchise since 2003 and have especially loved the TV series. However, the second half of Season 7 and first half of Season 8 really disappointed me. It's not that it was bad, then it was just not living up to its potential. However, Season 8B has brought back the old timey Walking Dead feel, and I have not been this excited for it since Season 6. So what are your thoughts? So I did a video on this, Walking Dead being back, and yeah, I do agree that it is. And I think that they've done an amazing job with All Out War in the TV series version. I think it's been a lot of fun all throughout. And, some emotional moments with losing Carl and that kind of stuff that happened in the mid-season finale. Or mid-season premiere, depending on how you want to look at it. But yeah, it's been great. And I think as much as it can get itself back, it has. There's probably not much else they can do aside from what they have do. And that'll be it for today's Q&A, guys. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you back, of course, again tonight. If you like this video, please thumb it up below. Let me know what you think about the Guts idea, the infected character, concept. And if you're new and you want to subscribe, please do so. Please subscribe at the bottom. I do appreciate everybody for subscribing. Thank you guys for all your support. And I'll see you guys back again tonight after episode 14. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you tonight.